Hello, Registeel video. Today we're going to take a look again at ChatGPT, asking for another top 3 teams this time around for the Ultra League. People asked me to do 3 teams this time around again, and we choose the best one. In my opinion, Team 1 is the best one here, but Team 2 also might have been pretty decent. I don't know really about this one. Really depends. Team 2 might have been a little bit cooler with the Shadow Machamp in hindsight, but I thought this would be the most viable one, because you're going to have Swampert here, which is one of the strongest Pokemon in the meta right now, as well as the Giratina. While the second team basically completely dies against a Trevenant. This team still struggles against Trevenant, don't get me wrong, but it's not as bad as the other one there, so like it should be okay here. We're going to encounter Tapu Fini first match here, which is not really ideal, as you're going to be able to like shield those Surfs, which is kind of fine. We can go for another Earthquake here. And this is going to do some decent damage, knocking him straight out of here. We see the Machamp coming in, and I think our Swampert has a great time here right now. I feel like they're going to take this one as well, and we're going to encounter a Galarian Stunfisk in the back now. This is not looking too good for my opponent here, I feel like, especially as they're going to allow me to go for one more Flamethrower with my Togekiss here, so that's going to be an awkward one for them, I think. They're going to take this Flamethrower, going to be very low from this already, and you know already this game should be over at this point of time. They might still be able to go for an Earthquake against me here, but I still should be fine because I can take any move with an Earthquake as well as a Blast Burn. Both of them will not knock me out here with my Giratina, and this is going to be a pretty good game there. Swampert doing some pretty great work there in the beginning, knocking out one Pokemon and getting the other Pokemon insanely low, allowing us to win this first game here with this team, which was pretty nice. Not gonna lie, not the most creative team here. Of course, if you didn't know, ChatGPT goes till September 2021, so it doesn't know the new meta trends, it doesn't know even that XL can exist. So the teams that suggest usually are pretty horrendous. This team was okay. I wouldn't say it was the best one. The best one that we had was definitely for the last cup. If you didn't see the video, I went 14-1 with one team prior from ChatGPT, which is kind of insane, not gonna lie. But yeah, we're going to take a look at ChatGPT again. I think if you see this video, you most likely already saw the video earlier about the Love Cup. I think, yeah, Love Cup should be on Saturday, while this should be on a Sunday. I'm pre-producing content right now because I'm away, so I don't, of course, really know when they're coming up, but it should be a Sunday here right now. But yeah, I'm most likely going to take a look at ChatGPT again for the next week as well, as we're going to have the Mountain Cup, which is going to be an interesting one, as Swampert is at least banned from this cup. I looked a little bit into it, just a tiny bit, and it looks actually pretty fun. Like, looks like a cool meta. Should be also very cool for content, because there are a lot of Pokemon that are a little bit more spicy, that have some play in that meta, like Lucario, I think, going to have some play. So yeah, going to be an interesting one. Here we encounter the Trevenant. We have to go for the for the nuke here, hope that they're going to let this move go through, and they do. Can we actually still win this game? Because now we will be able to farm on the opponent there. It's still going to be a close one. It would be really cool to win this here against the Trevenant with our Swampert. We see the Cresselia coming back in here. We can go for one charge move, but sadly they're going to have already a move stored here. We have to catch the move. Like, there is no other way than catching the next charge move from the opponent. Let's see if we can do that. We're going to overfarm perfectly enough. They're going to call it there, which is a great play by my opponent, and it's going to win them the game. So like, if we caught the move, we would have won. But sadly, because we didn't catch the move there, they're going to be able to win this here with 2 Grass Knolls from the Cresselia. Next opponent, we're going to encounter Snorlax in the lead. Not ideal, but what we can do here is we can actually swap out into a Giratina. I should have thrown a charge move first, not gonna lie, I should have definitely thrown a charge move first, Hydro Cannon, and then swap, because the charge moves of the Snorlax don't really do damage here. I actually think this player, I don't have the name recorded here right now. I think it was a very good player that I knew from the name as well, but I don't really know who it was anymore. I know that, like, remember this matchup here against the Snorlax, and I know that this was a very well-known player as well, but I don't know who it is anymore. But yeah, if you see this and you know who are you, like, let me know in the comment section. I don't really know anymore, because sadly I didn't record the first part. What we record here is we're going to record the complete destruction of this Dragonite here, going to go down to the charm of Togekiss. Togekiss is not a Pokemon that you see a lot of times in the meta. Most likely my opponent's going to think like, oh, why is he running a Togekiss? It doesn't really make too much sense. This Pokemon is not really that good anymore, and it's not really something that I would usually choose for content, but Because ChatGPT wants me to. That's the only answer here. Very good undercharge there from the opponent. As said, this opponent is very, very decent, as we're going to be able to let this move go through. They're going to go ahead, go for the Dragon Claw, and now we can go and go straight for the charge move here with our Swampert. We can knock them out here. Now the Snorlax is just the final Pokemon left there, and we have 2 moves stored now. And they have 1 HP left, and there is no way in hell that they're going to be able to win this battle now. We have some, heating problems with my phone here. I think I had to take a break after this one. So now we have also the next day already, because you see it's like light outside. But we're going to encounter a Shadow Charizard here. I think I remember that this Pokemon completely wrecked me, but we will find out shortly, I guess. We're going to see here that they're going to shield up the move. I can go for another charge move here as well. They will go actually for one Blast Burn, which we can now also kind of, like, I think they're going to go for another one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to catch the move on my Giratina, because of course it's resisted, and they're going to go for that, which is really nice here. And that's going to be a Blast Burn, which is going to be resisted. But it's still not going to be the best matchup, as my opponent going to have their own Giratina coming in, which is at least fine for us, but also not the best, because I really wish the Giratina of the opponent would have went up against our Togekiss. But sadly, this is not the case here. We will still be able to go for 2 Dragon Claws. We're gonna get them low. But I make a crucial mistake, I think, later in this game, which I regret definitely, but we will find out shortly. I can go for 1 fast move here. They can go for 1 charge move here. And what I'm gonna do here now is I thought I would be able to farm down by swapping into my Swampert. Turns out I'm wrong, and I have to throw a charge move here, because my opponent, I think, still has some moves stored with their Charizard. We will be able to go ahead against this Tapu Fini. I can go for 1 charge move here. But sadly, this will A, not knock them out, and B, the Charizard will just be able to farm me down, and this is now a game over, sadly, because this next move has to be a bait for me to win this game. They're going to go straight for Blast Burn, as they're supposed to do, and they're going to win this one. There was one game, I think, as well, I don't know if it's in there, should be hopefully in there, where I lost due to lag, which is going to be interesting to see, where my charge moves just didn't pop up, which I remember. So, like, the game is still not on the best, the best standing point there anyway. We're going to see, this was this game, by the way, that's why I actually, like, thought this was like this trainer here. We're going to see a Drapion here, which is totally fine. We have a move stun on our Swampert, so as soon as we're going to get out of this matchup, because they're going to easily win this one, we're going to be able to knock them out with the Hydro Cannon, right? We will find out that this will not be the case. We will be able to go ahead and go for the... we can just let this move go through here. I think that was the game, was it? Oh no, okay, it was not the game. I don't think it was the game. Was it? I don't know, let me see. They're going to... No, okay, that was not the game. Maybe the next game, who knows? But we will see here the Tapu Fini coming in, and we're going to see a Galarian Stunfisk in the back. This is not really ideal for us. I think we're going to lose this one as well. A lot of tough matchups again. Like, I feel like 90% of the leads that I see in the Ultra League right now in all the battles that I played were Tapu Fini. So, like, if you want to beat the meta right now, you might want to go for something that beats Tapu Fini. Here we can still go for 1 Flamethrower, which is nice. Going to get them low, not going to knock them out, but we can go ahead and go for a charge move, perfectly aligned onto their charge move, allowing us to go ahead and knock them out. But also issue here, of course, Tapu Fini coming back in here, and they haven't thrown a charge move yet, I think. So they're going to have 2 moves already, and if you know already, you will not be able to reach 3 Hydro Cannon here in time, because yeah, the opponent still gets to the surf fairly quickly. And as they had already a lot of energy prior, this will not be a good game for us, sadly. They're going to knock us out here with 1 serve. It's going to be a very good game for the opponent, though, so well played there, but also, like, horrible lead for us. Next opponent, Obstagoon. This is going to be an interesting one. Let's take a look at this one. We're going to see that we can go ahead and go for some Hydro Cannons. This will do some pretty okayish damage against them, but actually they're going to win this matchup here in, I think, the 2-shield scenario, usually, because they can just go for Night Slash, and you see how much counter does against me here. Actually, my IVs for my Swampert are basically perfect. It's kind of nice. We're going to have, like, the 0-15-15 version here, so we have the maximum amount of bulk. But sadly, as you're going to see here, we are not really going to have the greatest time against the Obstagoon. I can go for a charge move though. I will get the final shield by the opponent, but they can farm me all the way down, allowing me though to go into my Togekiss and lock them completely down here. Their energy goes to waste, and hopefully we're going to have a great time here. But we will see here another Night Slash coming through, not really doing any damage. We can knock them out straight away, and we encounter Talonflame coming in. I should have most likely swapped out earlier, but I tried to go for the Steam-Pita here, which was maybe not the smartest idea, because it actually does not knock them out yet. I have to let this move go through here, and hopefully we will be able to win this game with our Giratina. And as we encounter Cresselia in the back, this should be a pretty easy one here. We're going to run still Ancient Power. We don't run the Shadow Sneak or the Phantom Force on our Giratina, which would have been definitely a little bit better here, but still, it's fine. We can go ahead, go for one Dragon Claw, and this should be a pretty easy one. Actually, I really would like to showcase something like Groudon in the Ultra League as well. I think would be an interesting one with Precipice Blades and the Fire Punch, but I don't really have charge TMs right now, and we're going to have all the Shadow Pokemon coming up that most of them need, I think, like some special moves like the starters or whatever. So it's going to be an interesting one for that. Definitely very, very excited for the upcoming Pokemon coming in the next weekend. Next weekend we're going to have the Shadow Pokemon coming to the game. Of course, I'm going to showcase them all. I'm actually going to be able to use Registeel as well in the Mountain Cup, which is going to be an interesting one. So stay tuned for this. Subscribe if you haven't already, of course. Leave a like on the video. I don't really ask for that anymore, other than the small picture coming into the screen in the beginning of a video. But helps out always the channel a lot, so if you're still here, would appreciate it. As we're going to encounter the Pidgeot here against us, we will be able to go ahead and let this move go through. Of course, they bait us first, and now they're going to go straight for the correct charge move, which is going to completely flip the matchup. If I didn't shield the first one, shield the second one, I would have been fine. But like this, of course, my opponent calls everything correctly, and we're in a horrible spot right now. Amazing, isn't it? Regirock is super underrated in the Ultra League, by the way. This Pokemon is amazing, and I would recommend you to try to get one. Because, as you're going to see here, we will do some decent damage, but they are very, very bulky. They are not as bulky as a Registeel, but you also don't need XL Candy for this Pokemon. But you have a lot of bulk still, and you're going to have a very, very good coverage. Like, this Pokemon has access to Stone Edge, which basically hits everything in the meta. There are not a lot of Pokemon that really resist this, as well as it has access to Focus Burst, which will cover the weakness against Steel-type Pokemon like the Registeel, like the Galarian Stunfisk. So, definitely, if you can build one, I'd try to build a Registeel, a Regirock as well, both of them basically. But yeah, this is going to be a tough one to win because we're going to encounter this Cobalion here. As we are really unlucky the entire time with the Ancient Power, we never got a boost in any game. We sadly won't be able to win this game unless they're going to let this move go through, which I don't. This is going to be a good game as well. So, final game here coming in, we're going to see the Drapion. Maybe this was the game. I think this might have been the game. There was like one Drapion matchup where I was like, this should have went differently. But we're going to encounter now the opponent's Jellicent. I could have let this move go through maybe, but no, it was a Shadow Ball, so I guess it was a good one. I'm gonna go for the bait first, which is maybe a little bit risky, and it was risky. That was not how you're supposed to do it, but I can go for another bait here. There's no way in hell that they're going to let this move go through here. There's literally no reason for them, and they don't do that either. I will be able to go ahead and go into my Togekiss, which will have now a great time farming them down. Can take one Shadow Ball, cannot take another Shadow Ball, but they're going to swap out anyway into the Drapion. You know that I have a move stun on my Swampert. We can go for one Flamethrower here, going to get them low, going to get them low enough for one Hydro Cannon for sure. And as I have a move stun on my Swampert, I should win CMP, I think, as they are fully XL. And look at this, where are my charge move buttons? I don't know, I couldn't find them here. Thanks Niantic, would have really appreciated throwing my move there, so the opponent would have been pressured. Like this, I am trying to farm them down, but I didn't know how much energy they had. I also lagged a turn again afterwards, so I was desynced from my opponent, and now they're going to be able to snipe me, which is going to win them the game. So, very nice job there from Niantic, losing me the final game there. Would have really appreciated having the charge move buttons there as an option to throw my charge moves, but yeah, that's going to be it basically for this video now. They have too much of an advantage based on that one. And yeah, this is a little bit awkward, isn't it? But yeah, this is the game we play. That's why I went for the regional. I'm most likely at this point of time, I'm definitely out of the regional. Like, there's no way in hell with the team that I played, if you didn't see it on Twitter or whatever, I most likely posted already, that I would go further than a few rounds. I have no idea how it went. Of course, it's Thursday right now. It's not for the before the tournament, but like, I don't play any of the top 6 Pokemon, so that's very unlikely. But yeah, that's going to do it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next one. Have a great rest every day. Bye.